Hello everyone, this is going to be my first recording. I'm going to show you how I created my automation. It's called the Robot Clothing Consultant and it's based on weather. So you can find this in the Udemy training courses. I'll link that in the description below. But this is my run through of how I followed the instructions and created this automation. And I'm going to let the automation play out before I show you guys how to do it. So this is a sequence of automation. You're not going to be able to understand this at first if you're a beginner, but I'm just going to run the entire automation just so you can see how it works. So up here, we're going to click run. Let me go ahead and start again. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and click run. Perfect. It's going to pop up for us. Give it a second. There we go. Now you can see it says enter a city name. So the city I'm going to put in is Abuja, which is in Nigeria. Shout out to all my fellow Nigerians. Okay. And in this automation, it's going to give us the weather in Abuja, as you can see automatically. It's 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So what's your suggestion? Suggestion is, oh, popped up on my other screen. It's going to show you. The suggestion is the temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather is cloudy. Bring a light jacket or sweater if you want. Okay, so this is great. I set the text to bring a light sweater or jacket if you want when it's under 80 degrees. Okay, great. So now let's look at how to actually do this automation step by step. Okay, so first you're going to drag in a sequence. We're going to start with a main sequence right up here, and the sequence can be found here under activities right here. You're just going to type in sequence, or you can click on sequence right here and drag it to the middle. That's going to be your main sequence. In your sequence, you're also going to drag in your input dialog box. And if you want to find that, anything you want to find, just type it in. So let's say input. So there it is, input dialog. Okay. Any of the activities you want, you click, you drag. Okay. So when we drag in that input dialog box, we're going to type in our dialog title, which is get the weather. Then we're going to put in our input label. And that means, and an input label is going to be enter a city name. Then we're going to put our input type. All can be found within here. So if I put input type, yep. Okay, that's fine. So it's gonna ask us for an input type. You're gonna type in, you want a text box because you want text to be displayed, okay? And you can either pick text or multiple choice box, but we want a text box, okay? And then our value, we're gonna put in our value as a variable as city name, okay? Underneath that, we're gonna put in another dialog box, okay, which is called a log message box. That's right here, log message. It's right up here, log message. So the log message box, you're going to add it right underneath. As you can see, there are little plus signs. That's where you can add anything that you need to add. So you put your log message and then it's going to be an info. Okay. You're going to have 5 different, you have fatal, error, warn, info, or trace. It's information. So we choose info. Good. Right underneath that, we're going to have we're going to put in a browser. It's called a application card, I think. Let's go ahead and check because we want a situation where it goes directly to Google, right? So I think it's called the application card, but yeah, I think it's called an application. So let's go here and application. Let's see. Yeah, that's a use application or browser. You're going to drag that right under here. Okay. On yours, you should have nothing. On mine, we have the entire thing. So let's go back to our step. Once you drag it here, you're going to click on this. It's going to say indicate what you want it to do. Make sure you have your blank Google open. That way, when you go back to this, you can indicate that you want google.com. So if you don't have that, this is the browser URL for Google, okay? www.google.com. Go ahead and put that in, and then it should take you, that's one of your next automations. It should take you to the Google page, okay? Now, when you want to type, you want a specific thing to type into the search bar. You don't want to just type all over the screen. You want it in the search bar. So you're going to click on this. Well, first of all, you've added this box, right? This is the type into. Again, you can find your type into in the corner, type, and it's going to pop up type into, okay? You drag that over here. It's going to ask you to indicate where you want to type. Once you click that indicate, I'm going to show you what that is really quickly. Okay, indicate target. Okay, it's going to show you. Once you do that, you see this green, it's going to take you over here, and here will start lighting up with green, like highlights. You can choose where you want. So I will click here with my green highlight, and I'll click confirm, and it's going to give me this. Okay. Then I'm going to type in my variable, which is right here, which is weather in, and then the city name. The city, we've already added the city name as a variable, and I want it in Fahrenheit. Okay, if you want to see what that looks like, let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, that's what it looks like in our editor. Weather in, put it in parentheses, city name, and in Fahrenheit. Okay, notice there's a space between because we don't want the city name and in Fahrenheit to be jammed together. We want a little space between them. Okay, then you save. Okay, once you save that, you can go ahead and mess with the properties. You can take a look at my properties. That's not really important right now. I will come back to that. This is something I ran into, which is something you might run into. I wanted it to, once the city name is typed in fact, I'm going to quickly show you just this, what this looks like. Okay. I'm just going to run only this. How do we do that? We click right here. We go to debug. You just test only this activity. I want you guys see what that looks like. Let's try again. Sometimes it can be a little bit slow. Okay, there we go. Give it a second to run. Now, if it's being a little bit slow, it's not your internet. It is compiling activities, and you can change the runtime. We can reduce the amount of seconds it takes to run, but sometimes you just have to give it a little while, be patient, and then it will pop up. So let's see it run just this activity. There you go. There it is. Okay, weather in Fahrenheit. Okay, weather in, and that space is the city, whenever we put in the city. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close both of them for now. So you see that this one works. Ignore this. This was one I deleted. I wanted the temperature. So if you want the temperature, I'm gonna go back to this. You have to scrape the data. It's called data scraping. So in order to scrape the data, we have to go back to Google and indicate again. So we've added this text box. This is what's it called? Sometimes I can't remember the name. It's called get text. So here you type in get text, and you can drag that over here. Okay. And then once again, going 2 for 2. Just kidding. If you know that TikTok reference, let me know in the comments. But you click on indicate target. On yours, it will be blank because you haven't indicated any targets yet. And then you type in a city and you only select the numbers. Okay, it's important you don't select everything, just the numbers, and you click confirm. Save to temperature, which was a variable that we created. Okay, so next we're gonna put in this. This is the log message. Drag a log message from here, put in this information, put in temperature as your variable, and then we put it a get text, put it down here. And then we are going to also indicate what kind of weather we want to show. So cloudy is the weather we want to show. So once you select cloudy, whichever weather for whatever city is going to show you what it is. So sometimes, depending on the city, it might be cloudy, it might be sunny, it might be rainy. It's going to indicate. But because you selected cloudy, it's all encompassing. You don't have to worry about selecting individuals. Okay, it's going to indicate whatever is on there. Then we're going to put in the log message again. And then we're going to analyze the weather. Now, this is going to be a little bit long. I'm going to open this for you. This is called a flow chart. Now, this flow chart was created so that we know if it's too cold, what it should say, if it's too warm, what it should say, if it's average, so on and so forth, right? So this is a different process altogether. I'm just going to walk you quickly through it. And once again, if you want super detailed information on this, make sure you sign up for the Udemy. Um, Make sure you sign up for the Udemy course. I'll link the course below. But this is the flow, all right? If it's true or false, and I'm just going to show you one of them because it's super long, but let me show you my variables. Okay. So the value I put for rain gear, okay? So if it's true, check if it's raining. If it's true, bring an umbrella. That was my set value. But false, if it's too cold, this is if it's too cold, this is if it's too hot. So let's open up if it's too hot. I create a variable called outfit suggestion. So if it's too hot, the outfit suggestion is it's very hot, wear shorts or a skirt. And if it's too cold, the outfit suggestion is it's very cold, wear a fluffy jacket. Now I see that I made a little bit of a error right here, so I'm going to correct it quickly. It's very cold, wear a fluffy jacket. I'm going to put a period at the end and save. Okay, and there's several, and here's the average one, just so you can see the average one. The average one is outfit suggestion, bring a light jacket or sweater if you want. Okay, that's it. So that's my flow chart. I'm going to close that. It's quite long. So now here is the full text that was created from all this. Okay, feel free to write it down, but here's how it goes in terms of code. The temperature is in parentheses what's it called quotation marks plus the temperature variable, and you can use and or plus here. I don't, they were interchangeable, but it still works with me with and, but it's supposed to be plus. I prefer plus. Degrees in Fahrenheit. The weather is and then a colon, I want to know the weather, and then the weather variable with two pluses by the side, and then another quotation with a period because I want a period after that very first sentence, followed by outfit suggestion, and then rain gear. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to run this one more time so you can see it. I'm going to run it. I'm going to make sure that it's closed. Okay, let's go ahead and run it one more time. I'm going to run the whole thing. Perfect. What city are we going to do this time? Let's do London for all my London boys and girlies. So we're looking London. I'm not going to touch anything. It's by itself, it's going to animate. The weather in London, it's 59 degrees. So what's your suggestion? It's going to pop up in my other screen, so I'm going to have to drag it. There we go. It says the temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather is mostly cloudy. Bring a light jacket or sweater if you want. Then click OK. That's great. So that's your first automation, a run through. I know that it was long, but believe you me, when you follow it step by step, it becomes easy. And of course, practice makes perfect. Thank you guys so much for watching this. This is the RPA lady. I'm learning with you. Don't worry, all of us will be professionals together. Okay, but that was a very simple robot. Make sure you click the description for the actual course. Thank you so much for watching. Get ready for my next update coming soon. Love you guys. Bye.